work for the Council of European Bishops' Conferences. My job is to help the bishops in Europe to get together, to meet on all the themes that are important for bishops. So that may be pastoral care of youth, which is a very important issue, of course, but it also may be migrants, or dialogue with Islam, or the environment, or questions regarding the legal position of the church in different countries, the relationship with the state. So very different issues. All the issues that are important for bishops are important for our organization. What we tend to do is organize meetings where bishops come together regarding a specific field. So in this case, we are in contact with bishops that are responsible youth in the bishops' conferences and try to help them where we can in bringing a lot of young people to World Youth Day.
Okay, and what's your experience with World Youth Days?
Oh, that starts a long time ago. I started in 1995 in Manila and had a meeting with John Paul II at that time. And from that moment I kept meeting people that were going to World Youth Day and was always involved in one way or the other. First as a young person and later as a priest.
And what do you think, why we need the World Youth Days?
Well, I think you've been speaking to some people that have been telling you enthusiastic experiences. That's exactly what it is about. Not just an experience, but something that remains. So I think it is very important for people that live their faith at home, which can be difficult in some countries. In Poland, you find quite a lot of Catholics. When you look at a country like Holland or Belgium, or a country like Iraq, these are countries where the Christians are a minority. Even for the Poles, it is important, of course, to have an experience of World Youth. But when you look at those countries where the Christians are a minority, it's such a relief to see we are not alone. It's not just us. There's many other people, and we meet many other people. And the other thing is the growth in faith. Sometimes people come without really knowing about faith, come because their friends are coming. But they are introduced into a relationship with God almost without knowing it. And then, of course, the relationship with the church, the Pope, and everything he represents, and all those young people that are also part of the church.
And it's the one way that we can give another people who don't go to the church, don't believe to the God, but what's another way to share with our faith, with the God?
That is a very important question. I think every Christian has the obligation to tell other people about the faith. St. Peter says, tell everybody about the hope which is in you and give reasons for that hope. Now, there are reasons why we believe. It's good for us, for ourselves. And if we want to give something good to another person, then we have to give in the first place that which is so precious to us, which is our faith. So I think it's very important to evangelize, to speak about our faith to people. Of course, always using a language that other people can understand. Using modern means, for example, using Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and all those other social media platforms which are there. Because where do you find people today? That's where you have to go.
And Divine Mercy is the main theme of the World Youth Days in 2016. What's the Divine Mercy for you?
Well, in the first place, it is the love of God for every human being. That's where the Divine Mercy starts. And then it is expressed very strongly in the offer that Jesus brings on the cross. Not without reason, it's the hour of the Divine Mercy, 3 o'clock, especially on a Friday when Jesus died. Why did he do that? Because of the love of God. Why did he come to earth? To bring us a relationship with God. So everything is related to the Divine Mercy. Anything we do in our lives as Christians is related to the mercy of God. So in that sense, I think it is an extremely important theme, and it is very good to speak about the theme. These are two words, but they mean the world. They mean the origin and the future of the world, because it is all connected to the love of God.
What do you think? What's the main problem that the people don't see the Divine Mercy, don't see the loves of God?
Yes, that is a good question. There's several reasons, I think. The main reason, I think, is that we are too much locked up in ourselves and think we can do it without any help from outside. Now, we are made as human beings in order to be kind of autonomous, living without too much help from outside. That's the way we are created. So we can do a lot of things. But if we want really to be ourselves, if we want really to be the persons that we are and the way we were created, then I think we have to let God into our lives. And then we see that from that individual autonomous being, we start to become part of a community here on earth, but also a community with God, which gives us so much extra strength and so much extra, I would almost say, power to reach out to other people with the love of God, that it is incredible that people do not believe. The other thing is that our society today is so well developed, especially in Europe and in North America, that we don't really need gods. We can pay anything really important to us, and we can get anything, and we can make anything. The technical development will also play a role. We become more and more independent, so therefore think we do not need God.
You said about your experience with your World Youth Days, and you met John Paul II. So,
Yes.
do you remember any special meeting with the John Paul II? Could you tell us about the experience with being with the John Paul II?
Yes. In 1995, when I was president at World Youth Day for the first time, I was part of a little group that prepared a message to the young people of the world. And the message said basically, let us try to learn more about our faith, get to know Christ better, and then share this faith with others. That was the basic essence of the message. I read this message at the final Mass of World Youth Day, and then the Pope was waving like that. So I waved back to the Pope. And then some people behind, those Mass servants, they started pushing me, go, the Pope is asking you to come. So there I stood in front of the Pope, and we had a chat about this message. And he said, what a wonderful message, very good. Now you have to live it as well. And I said, well, that will be difficult. Now, having said to the Pope, this is difficult, he looked at me. He didn't say anything for a few seconds. And then he said, but you can do it. You can do it. Well, the result is I'm a priest now.
Gave hope.
He really gave hope. And I think the hope he gave at that time, he didn't give it only to me, but also to other people. That was the beauty of the strong figure of John Paul II. And still today he's giving hope. If we post something of John Paul II online, it always gets the highest number of likes from the group of young people which is following us. From being a pope and being among them, he has become a saint who still is very close to young people, which is not always the case for people that die and then become a saint. Often they are kind of forgotten by the younger generation. In this case, no. So the love for John Paul II has passed on from the former generation to the generation in between and to the generation of today. That's quite surprising, I must say. We'll have to see how it goes in the future, but it's beautiful to say that the young people of today have a special bond with John Paul II. He is also for them their saint. So that's beautiful to see.
Okay, thank you so much. But the last sentence that you please invite the young people to coming to World Youth Days. What you can say to young people that they should come here. Maybe they are hesitating and they don't know that they should come to Krakow. So yes. Look at the camera.
Okay. Proszę bardzo. Witamy w Krakowie na Światowy Dni Młodzieży.
Thank you so much.
Okay, dziękuję bardzo.
Dziękuję bardzo.